Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first BDGC disc golf course review. This is going to be of Arthur O. Fisher. It's located here in the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. This is the redesigned course as of 2021. I'm Keegan Maxwell, and I'm here with Korey Sheehy.
Hey. What's up, guys?
So, I hear you're rated 910 now, is that right?
That's right.
You finally broke that 900 barrier.
Yep.
What's a 910 rated player doing on this hole one?
I think a lot of people will go with the backhand turnover, but you need a high-speed driver to get under all these trees. Pretty low ceiling, but I like to go big forehand, try to get lucky, go pretty high up in the air, try to get lucky to the basket. We'll see how it plays out. As you can see, it was a little bit of an early release, but
Probably pretty cool to arm too, straight out of the car. This is a bit of a smash for a first hole, especially as a par 3 over 400 feet. It's pretty tough for most arms. I'm going backhand, and I like starting off with like a faster driver on an Anheuser release. Try to get over that telephone power line, whatever it is over there on the right side. Hyzer's back in underneath these trees, which gives you a nice easy upshot like that right there. And you're actually throwing from your second shot, which we didn't get on camera because we did 2 from the car. And that was a dead straight backhand, which puts you almost pin high. And I believe you threw a T-bird 3 to get there.
that's right. Clean up my par right. We didn't get much putting before the round, so shows up. Make sure you always putt before your round start, guys.
Yeah, definitely want to get in your reps before starting a course like this, especially with, it is a redesigned course. It's been around for a while. It still has the old baskets, so these do not catch those far right side chains like you were throwing just there, as well as a lot of the newer baskets would. That's hole 1 for you. Let's see hole 2 here. Wide open shot. First par 4 of the day, 560 feet. You really can't mess up too much here unless you go off to the right. You can see the taller grass and wildflowers and stuff. That actually is OB over there. They have it marked off with flags, which hopefully they keep in place at least, so you can have a good visual aid to see what's inbounds and out. Then it goes into that tight little green there. I like to go forehand. Again, you can't really mess this up too much, but I'll tell you, spoiler alert, I'm about to. Cold out of the car, just like your first throw. You see me early release, way off to the right, went straight towards that OB. You're going with the backhand approach here. What are you throwing?
Throwing a T-bird 3, what I really like about this hole, plays downhill, gives players opportunity to really rip into a shot.
Yeah, and it's most often a tailwind on this hole too. So again, there's really not much you can do to screw it up, really. And again, I landed. I was inches inbound, if at all. And this upshot's kind of tough, as you remember from that flyover. The green's real tight, and you can't really see it at all from where I'm standing. I'm 6'3", and I can't see it at all. So I'm just sort of going off of what I think is the right distance with that shot, and it ends up being under the basket.
I was going to say, it looks perfect.
And you're here with your tee shot. You're maybe, 100, 120 feet out?
Yeah, I cranked that last shot about 420, at least 400 feet. So,
yeah, that was a really good shot.
Had a nice, easy upshot to the basket and get that birdie putt.
And there's hole 2 for you. Onward to another really difficult get. Hole 3. What's your approach on this one?
So, hole 3, Arthur O. Fisher. Man, this hill, I don't know if you can tell by the drone footage, but this is a steep uphill shot, and it's already 410 feet. This hole plays about 450, going up all the way up this hill.
And as a par 3, that is a really tough birdie. I don't know.
Yes.
Unless you are draining your circle 2 putts through trees, I'm not sure how you're really going to get a birdie on this one.
Players on this hole are probably going with one of their fastest speed drivers, get all the way up that hill, try to get the hyzer to the pin, but most players are going to get around that circle 2 area.
I mean, this is another hole, though, where you can argue that there's really no bad spot to be on your drive. It's all about your second shot right there, my upshot, giving me a nice tap in rather than getting stuck behind one of these guardian trees and trying to putt around it. That's where you can start to see bogeys, I think, because I think this hole will score a lot of 3s, hardly any 2s, and you know, if you're seeing a 4 on this hole, it's probably because the second shot was not very good. That's hole 3 for you. Hole 4 here. This is yet another over 400-foot par 3. Another one where I myself am not sure what my play is. I've been throwing a backhand roller just to try and get through that main gap and then off to the right so I have an open shot up to this green. Because if you're on the right side, you can see besides these 2 trees on the right side of the fairway to the left of the road, there's not much over there off the right. So you can see my disc sort of turn over, but didn't turn enough to get it to the ground before I got to those trees. And looks like you're going, is that an X3? What disc is that?
That is a Star Destroyer.
Oh, that's a destroyer. So you're going, that's your beat-in destroyer. You're going straight with that shot.
Yeah, that Destroyer tends to go pretty straight, fades a little bit at the end. I'll be in a pretty good spot for my par. No birdie look.
See, here's what I mean with that. These trees up in the front of the fairway, if you get stuck behind one of them, you then have to contend with those trees. Like even you're having to go around this tree, try and get up to the green. And you threw that a little soft, so you have a little bit left to work with here on your putt for par.
Yep, that's right. I did not read the uphill very well, and it's costed me.
Looks like you didn't read the uphill on that putt either.
Not at all. We'll see what you got, though.
And I whiffed it. And again, like Korey was saying at the beginning of this round, you want to get those putts in. They do have a practice basket just off to the right of hole 1's tee pad. Definitely get your reps in before playing just so you can get used to the baskets. Not catching as well as a lot of the other courses in the area. Honestly, only constructive criticism about this course is maybe new baskets are due sometime in the future. Here's hole 5. What are you doing on hole 5, Korey?
Again, just like hole 2, this hill, it's downhill, so it gives players the opportunity to really rip and smash a drive. So what I'm doing, going my destroyer again, just like on the last hole. Actually, I might throw my T-bird, but I'm just cranking this thing.
You just want to throw dead straight?
Yeah. The only thing you have to worry about is that road on the right side, but I don't remember a headwind, so I wasn't too worried about that road.
Yeah, it's typically right to left on this hole, I think. Maybe a little headwind sometimes. I've been playing super safe. You can go way left and have a clean shot up to the basket, but I thought I'd be a little bit more aggressive and go forehand. Just to see how that went. But yeah, I usually play it way off left just to keep everything nice and open on my second shot. See how yours looks here. Looks like that is your T-bird 3, right?
Yep, that's my T-bird 3.
I threw that nice and low, dead straight. That looks like we're neck and neck on this hole.
Yeah, about
Got
100, a little over 100 feet to the pin. See if we get any throw-ins here.
Yeah, I kind of whiffed on my throw-in opportunity there. Using the bite, though. Nice and glidey up to the basket.
See if I can make up for that last up shot.
Not bad. One thing I will say that we noticed while we were playing here, depending on when you come to this course, if it's during the weekend, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. So if there's an event going on the weekend, you'll see a lot of cars going in and out, so make sure you're watching out for those cars. And it can take you out of your element a little bit. I think it caught both Korey and me out a couple times getting distracted with cars driving by. And here's hole 6. Pretty straightforward forehand. If you don't have a forehand, and you don't have a turnover, I guess you could throw like a mid-range dead straight through these trees. And there's another car. I would feel really bad for you if you had to do that though, because it's a really low ceiling and it's downhill, so it's tough to get through that gap.
Yeah, this is another hole where off the tee it's a downhill slope, so a lot of players will make that mistake like you did right there and go long of the OB.
Yeah, I went really overstable. I just cranked it over just a little bit out of the release. But yeah, that road is, if you're playing tournament rules on the course, that road is considered OB from where it starts and beyond. So if you cross over the road at all, you're going to be out of bounds. Just like you landed on the grass, but it's beyond the road, so technically OB.
Oh, wow.
Killer putt there. Definitely better than my previous attempt at a putt on hole 4. Definitely happy with that. You got a similar putt here.
Yeah, let's see if I can top that one off a little.
Get a back-to-back highlight here, maybe.
Yeah.
There's another car driving by as you're trying to focus in. And nope. Just a little short.
Just pussing it. That's all you can. That's all I can say. I pussed it.
I'd have to agree with you. Now we're on to another interesting hole, par 3, definitely gettable, hole 7. What are you doing on this hole, Korey?
Well, my main play would probably throw a Mako 3 up the middle. Throw some sort of mid-range. Not quite a driver, but I saw you bust out this shot right here.
Yeah, this
That little flick roller. So I was like, you know what? I might try the roller.
I went a little too understable with that one. I threw the diamond, which I like using, but ooh,
Yeah, it was.
a little bit of a rough release.
Yeah, I haven't thrown a roller in quite a while.
Ooh, flashing the banger here.
Why would I be flashing the bank?
You trying to run this one? Ooh,
Just right over the top.
just inches away from Discraft signing you up for their next sponsorship. Let's see if I can get 2 highlight putts in a row here. Oh, off the top. Feeling hot now. Yeah, that ceiling's real low. I like throwing a forehand roller. I'm pretty confident in hitting that gap, and I don't really care if my disc bails out left, because just like I showed there, that's about worst case scenario with a forehand roller play for me. So I'm fine with that being my upshot, and I'm honestly fine with taking a par because the bogey's sort of unacceptable on this hole. Hole 8, pretty short par 4, but it's a blind shot off the tee. Course, dog legs to the right. All that overgrowth to the right with the flowers and everything, that's all OB. It's painted, has flags. And then you got a nice, beautiful green surrounded by some pines here. It almost looks like a golf course, like you said the other day. It's a very pretty hole. But pretty tough shot. I mean, really, it's a forehand, or if you want to get pretty aggressive, you could go turnover, backhand, over the OB, and hope it fades out in time to be in the fairway. I like playing the forehand because I'm more confident with it. Looks like you're doing the same.
That's right. Throw the forehand right around this corner. That'll leave you about I don't know, 200, 300 foot upshot, depending on how much power you got.
This is another hole where off the tee pad you're thinking, okay, par 4, my tee shot's probably going to leave me quite a bit of ground to cover. But then you get up to your tee shot and you're like, wow, it's actually a lot closer than I thought. So I'm starting to think that this is more attackable, especially with a backhand turnover shot than with a forehand. And that's me flashing my bite right there, hoping this one goes in.
Oh.
Looks
Ooh.
good.
Just low and off to the right. See if you can salvage a birdie here. That upshot was a little... Ooh, short on that one too.
Yep, I've been soft on my putts, and that last shot, I was soft with my mid-range Mako 3. I was not very pleased with that shot.
You do really need to be careful with your upshots in this hole, because if you get a weird skip or a weird reaction off the ground or whatever, get a roll away or something, you could end up behind one of these pines, and they're super thick. There's no way through them, so you can count on a stroke or two more on that if you're stuck behind one. Hole 9, pretty simple. What are you throwing on this hole? Dead straight.
Personally, I don't like going dead straight on these kind of holes. I like to go coming in at a hyzer.
Okay.
I think I'm better at aiming that way, but I'm throwing a Thunderbird.
I'm going MD3 here.
It's tasty.
And hunting the basket. Yeah, the green. If you land in front of the green, it's sort of like a mound. If you land in front of it, pretty much no matter what speed disc, it's going to stop pretty quickly. And I'm assuming that's sort of what you're going for, right? You're trying to spike into the green. That way it stays still. But if you shank it at all, like you did, it'll just keep going on the. See how the backside is sloped down. So you're like 80 feet away right now.
Yeah, I didn't throw it wide enough, but
Well, maybe you're a little bit closer than 80. I mean, you're definitely a ways away, but you gave that putt a solid chance.
probably my best putt today, and we're on hole 8.
You're slowly rising up higher and higher, and then
Yeah.
I thought that was in.
So close so many times.
And another tap in hole here. In tournament play, I mean, well, any sort of play, you're going to want to get this birdie. It's one of the easier holes on the course. It is kind of deceiving. It seems like a much further away hole when you're standing at the tee pad. Remember, it's only 280 feet. So keep that in mind. Hole 10 here. Signature hole, in my opinion. What are you thinking, Korey?
Yeah, par 4. Go over this OB road right here, and then landing zone's about where the drone is right now, and then you got this deceivingly nice little long upshot left of the water. So, pretty scary upshot. But yeah, I'd say you're right about the signature hole on the course.
Yeah, this green is really tight. It gets skinnier and skinnier as you go up. You know, the path along the right side is OB, so you got to stay left of the path, and then of course you got to stay right of the water, which I actually skipped off the path on that shot right there. You could see it flare up a little bit. Let's see, you're going backhand here as well. What are you throwing, T-Bird again?
That good old reliable T-Bird 3. Let's see how it goes right here.
Looks like that's a little left.
Yeah, it's a little left, but as long as you're not behind that one tree right there, you have pretty wide open shot to the pin.
Yeah, I mean, between the range of like 300 and 400 feet, the green is pretty wide open on the left side. Once you start pushing past 400, that's when you're going to start contending with fading out into the water if you can muster a backhand further than 400 feet. I like this spot right here because you can just do a little touch forehand up into the hillside over here.
Playing that hillside.
Let it catch the hillside, roll down a little bit.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Scary putt here, though.
Oh, yeah.
Eesh.
The water scared him. Ah.
Need to hit the putting clinic or something, I guess. It's okay. I've had much worse days. I've had days where I would have rolled off that basket and gone straight into the water. I'm actually...
Cans it in.
That putt that I just had there was pretty scary because it felt like a headwind from where I was sitting. I don't think it was, but made that putt pretty scary. I thought I was going to go straight into the water.
Let's see if I can tap out right here.
Well, your name is not Clay, so I'm assuming that you will be able to.
Oh. Right off the rim.
Do you know if Clay's made it above player rating 69 yet?
I don't know.
We'll have to have him out here at Arthur Fisher one day, watch him play again.
Yeah.
Hole 4, I think these are back-to-back signature holes in my opinion. Hole 4, much wider open hole. Obviously, your OB if you're in the pond, and your OB if you're on or over the road off to the right. There is hardly any availability for upshot on this hole. This tree right here that we're going under right now is super low to the ground, super low ceiling. So, again, another hole where unless you can hit over 400 feet consistently, you're going to have a tough upshot for a birdie look.
I agree.
I like being off to the left a little bit more. Gives you a more open look at maybe like hyzering around or over that low-hanging tree. But my shot there ended up off to the right a little bit in those trees, which you'll see is not a great spot to be. Looks like you're throwing dead straight, getting some late turn on that shot.
Now you think this can be a great shot.
Yeah, from the tee pad, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a nice easy shot up to the green or to the green there. But like you can see me here, I'm having to go under this tree, over the next tree, and hyzer around everything over the road, and then come back in. And I still can't believe I executed that shot the way I did. And somehow you ended up in this spot, which, if anybody could ever duplicate that shot, I would feel bad for him because there's nothing you can do. So you have one lane, it's off to the right where you're getting rid of the throw, but you have to do it standstill. Okay, you're going over the road.
It's coming back. A little short. Oh, really short.
Okay. So you'll have a nice easy tap in for your par. This is where my upshot landed. I don't know if I'll ever be able to duplicate that shot again. Super proud of that, as you can see in my facial expression there. Here's your tap in. You think you're going to make this one?
Should. I really should be able to.
And it looks like you did.
Yeah.
Advice for anyone on hole 12, Corey.
There's no great line, honestly. You would think the forehand, but man, that's a Eagle McMahon forehand if I've ever seen one. So you got to get creative on this hole if you want the birdie, but it's pretty easy par.
Yeah, I flew the drone over the left side gap because that's the most obvious, but I think we both go roller here. Get around this first tree, this big one, and go down into a roller, and the field off to the right is just wide open into the green. There's no bad spot to be. You could have 150, 200 foot. I mean, you could throw a terrible roller, have a 200 foot upshot, but it's a wide open field. So it's a much safer play if you just want to play for par on this one. I mean, it's over 400 feet, so who isn't playing for par to begin with?
Yeah.
What's this you got here?
This is that 2019 Pro Wysocki Pig.
Ooh.
Got this a few years back when they came out. Let's see what I can do with it.
And that's a bit left.
Again, I've been having problems with that early release today. And there you see it again.
And you've landed right in your prime 100% range for putting.
That 25, 30 feet. Yep.
You're feeling nice and confident from there right now. Let's see if you can squeeze one in here.
You can just tell by my body language, I know I'm gonna hit this putt.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, man.
off the basket. No chains required.
There you go.
Par. I mean, again, on this hole, you're going to take par. Hole 13, pretty similar to what was the hole 9, that par 3. Just a dead straight shot. I mean, not much you can really screw up unless you go way left. That beyond that path is OB.
That's been
look at,
guys or something.
Got that instinct, died instinct. But yeah, there's really no bad spot on this one. Again, it's nice and wide open. No reason not to use all the fairway on the right side.
It's looking good.
It is a little bit uphill though, I think.
Oh yeah.
And you usually have a headwind on it too.
You got
I don't think we had any wind on this day.
We didn't.
2021.
And I think, so you're going Thunderbird, you're probably thinking, last time I played this course, that wind caught it, even though it probably didn't feel like we had much wind. And you didn't keep it out wide enough.
Noodle arm.
Another early release. By myself.
Yeah, but again, from here, no reason not to run it, no reason not to get a par. Oh, wow. That was a close one. No reason not to get a par, though, at least. I mean, that was, again, a worst-case scenario. with your tee shot, and still able to get the par nice and easy.
Nice little putt there with the bag on.
Yeah.
You know how we do it. How confident are you in this right here?
About 25%. Every time I step up to a putt from that distance, I immediately think of Clay, and I immediately think about how I don't want to look like him.
I mean, I was fine before, but once that happened,
Yeah, I don't know. This hole is an island. If you can't tell by those flags, you have to land inside of that little rectangle between the path and that little creek bed. Pretty scary hole if you're on a roll. You know, had some pretty easy pars and pretty easy birdie opportunities up leading up to this. So you're thinking, oh, it's only 300 feet. I can make it easily.
yeah.
Actually hit the pole on that shot.
If you're not good with your distance control, you're gonna have some trouble on this hole.
Yeah. What I like to do sometimes, actually, it's the previous hole. If you aren't needing a birdie on it, I like throwing the shot I'm going to throw on this hole on the previous hole. That way, you just get like a warm up shot because
Good layup.
the island is just in my head constantly. So
And look at that.
yeah, you can't get any more parked than that.
How can you get any more parts than that?
I don't know. Yeah, you were closer than me, I guess. So I guess I could have been.
Oh.
Those cars are typically not in front of the tee pad like that. But this one, par 4, over 500 feet. This might be one of the most open holes in the Dayton area as far as par 4s go. I mean, there's really no way to screw up your tee shot at all. So if you aren't getting par on this, you're doing something seriously wrong. And now I'm just playing something nice and safe out there off to the right, so I have a wide open shot to the green. You're doing something pretty similar.
Just try not to hit the car, honestly.
If there's one spot not to be, you can kind of see how this fairway slopes down and then back up. If you're down in that slope, it can be kind of hard to get your shot up high enough or up over that ridge and get a good like distance read on what you're throwing. I'm going highs are just into the green right here. I'm right at circle's edge. I probably should have gotten a little bit closer here. I'm going to see your up shot. Nice and smooth.
And he likes it.
Oh, beautiful shot.
I think he has a chance, ladies and gents.
Go get yourself a Mako 3 if you're...
Yeah. That's definitely an ad for Mako 3 right there. And that's an ad for how not to play this hole. So I got my comeback putt here.
This is no gimme right here. A little bit of
Well,
wind.
the way I've been putting, I'm feeling pretty good from this range. And I hit...
Man.
I mean, it caught a lot of chains. I'm not typically one to blame the basket, but
That's gotta hurt.
it did a little bit. But like I said, you shouldn't be taking a bogey on this hole really at all. I mean,
Let's go, Sheesh. Come back.
500 feet wide open, you can throw a putter 4 times and get a par very easily. Now this hole, on the other hand, very difficult birdie. You have this tiny, tiny fairway through all these trees, pond on the right, OB parking lot and road on the left, winding. I mean, just getting the drone through this fairway is difficult. If you could somehow land dead straight for 350 feet, you will actually have an upshot down the main fairway. But it is just so difficult. I like to play off to the left side and have a forehand through the backside. And what are you doing here?
So I wanted to go big, right? But I'm like, oh crap, there's water. So why not throw the Wahoo? It floats on water.
The Wahoo
You don't have to
does
worry
float.
about losing it.
Hmm.
So that's what I tried to do.
It looks like you did not succeed very well on that.
No, I didn't throw it hard enough. I mean, I got an open shot.
This is not a bad spot to be. This is what I'm talking about. That backside gap, you have a look at a forehand. I mean, you still have 400 plus feet to go, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're getting up there, but it's a lot more wide open. As you can see, that giant parking lot you could just skip off of if you wanted to. it's just wide open. So no trees to contend with. You're getting up towards the green. You're probably edge of circle
Ready to
2, I'm
go.
guessing.
Yeah.
I'm, on the other hand, in a bad spot. I want forehand roller, and I'm stuck behind this tree. So now I'm going big turnover, and you can see it come down, and somehow, you can't really tell, but somehow I went into the Montgomery County Fairgrounds through that gate. And here's your shot, you're maybe 100 feet out.
Pretty awkward stance here.
Yeah, you got stuck behind that weird tree. So we decided just to play it since the gate was open.
Fairgrounds.
And, I went long of it, but I'm throwing back towards the basket there. And you got yourself another, 30-footer?
My sweet spot. I'm 1 in 30 feet.
Oh, yeah. 45 maybe?
Yeah.
I'm going downhill toward the pond, so I was a little scared there. Spit out, you could end up rolling down into the pond and find yourself catching a few more strokes. You got yourself a little tap in here. See if you can save this tap in here. Oh, busting out the scuba.
That's right.
Shout out to Brody Smith. What are you doing on hole 17, Korey?
Hole 17. Where do I begin? So, off the tee, it's pretty uphill. I'd say right where the drone is, right around this tree, is a pretty good, ideal landing zone. And then you have this water to deal with on the right side. But it's about a 200-foot shot. It can make or break you.
Yeah, and then if you couldn't tell that behind the basket it drops off really fast, so you got to be careful on your approach shot. Going forehand here, wrapping around that big tree that's center fairway.
Now, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, you can't really tell. It was a really good shot. But that pond creeps up quite a bit, and whoa. So you're going ultimate backdoor. Or
That is what they call the local road.
the local road. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. And you're in.
I was aiming right for this little gap
Yeah,
right here.
definitely. Well, some days we do play this as a double mando. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Triple, there's actually branches right above where the camera is.
Okay,
You can't even see.
that's a perfect spot then. That way
Yeah.
you aren't risking going past the mando. You can play through it still.
Yeah.
See what you can do here with your upshot and.
So I'm throwing my tur sauce, but it looked like it was about to turn over beautifully, but it just hit that one tree.
Yeah, definitely the last tree in the way. And there's your upshot up to the basket. Not bad. And this is where we decided that I went out at. We did see it fade past, behind that tree, so we couldn't find the disc. Unfortunately, it's gone and went in the pond. You gotta be careful with your forehands. That pond does come up pretty fast, so be careful with that.
If you're Arthur Fisher and you see an Enigma in that pond, hit up Berg Disc Golf Pro on Instagram.
Please do. I missed that disc. Has Patrick on it. Hole 18, great finishing hole. Another signature hole, in my opinion. 430 feet, par 3 again. Downhill, tailwind. Just don't want to hit that barn off the right side. And there is a pond way left.
And then there's OB long in the basket if you happen to really get a hold of one.
Yeah. So there are hazards on this, but definitely more than fair on all of them. Yeah. So I like going forehand, turnover, looking good out of the hand, but just does not start fading in time and catches one of those trees off to the left side.
I'm going Roadrunner here. Try to get that big turnover. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, that's a great line. Look at all that late flip and that glide.
That
And
was
straight in that cluster of trees. You should have maybe even a look.
I think I was. Well, we'll see when we get here, but if I'm not mistaken, I was about circle's edge. If I had a low ceiling.
Alright, there's my upshot.
Yeah, about circle's edge. I mean,
Yeah, wow, that's an amazing shot. Definitely, I'd say 400 feet at least from that shot. Hitting those trees. Oh, would have been a great birdie. And almost catching a roll down that hill, almost going OB. Whoops. And here's your tap out to wrap up our round. Not a bad round, great day, great course. Yeah, definitely come visit. I think we have a couple words to hear from our own Korey Sheehy right here.
Arthur O. Fisher, Dayton, Ohio. It's the new layout. It came around. The course has been here a long time, but there's only like 12 holes. No one played it. And as people know, Dayton's a really popular disc golf area. And this being a new course, I don't think the word's gotten around that it's been redone. So it's pretty dead. It's kind of the move right now. So you'll see a lot of videos coming with us. Coming from here.
All
Well
right.
said.
Yeah, very well said. Thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe, and we'll be putting out a lot more content here soon.
Peace.